Start off by apologizing for the background noise. You're probably going to hear an air conditioner running. I don't like it when it gets hot. A lot of people that watch my channel knows that I sweat profusely. But how long do y'all think it'll be before we have these terrorists running up and down our roads in the back of their trucks, waving their flags and, death to America over here? It could be any minute, right? People don't like to think about that. They think we're so far away from that stuff that it's not going to affect us here. But there's sleeper cells all over the United States. All over the United States. We don't know what's going to get them activated. We don't. Supposedly they're going to start another attack over there in Israel, going into a part of the Gaza Strip or something. That they're supposed to be doing that tonight or in the next couple of days. And of course, Hamas is saying, hey, we got a peace deal. We're going to negotiate for hostages. These hostages have been over there for a while now, and they haven't just went in and got them, right? We've always heard our whole life that the Israeli military and intelligence are the baddest dudes and women on the earth, right? We've heard that our whole life, that you don't mess with Israel. Why have they not went in and got these hostages? Number one, they're probably afraid that they're collateral damage when they go in, right? What would Hamas do if they come in? Could it be a dangerous situation for the hostages? Yes. But, it's making the Israeli military look kind of weak, doesn't it? It's not what you remember Russia, everybody thought they were just this, and then people started saying, well, they look weak now. We're seeing the same thing with Israel here, but Russia's not weak. They're just not rolling their full military in over there, are they? They're not. And, of course, the F-16s are supposed to be there this week. I'm sure we're going to hear some stuff about that. But could terrorist groups form here in America? Are they already here? Could they be activated? Yes, they could. They've been here this whole time. They're just waiting to be told what to do, right? Every city, major city, could have a group in it. What do you do about it? There's nothing you can do about it except for be prepared for when it does happen, right? Because what do we always say on this channel? We can't fix what's going on in the Middle East. You and I can't fix it. All we're left to do is to sit here and react to the situations where we have to react and be able to go from there. There's nothing we can do. Voting people in, this and that, that's not going to fix this. It's not. You and I, we're just left here watching the show, sitting back, waiting like, all right, when's all this stuff going to break off? Because everything in the world is just going crazy, right? We're seeing it every day. Every day something new is happening. So when I say new, I don't mean good either. Used to when you're growing up, something new happened today. What was something kind of good? Nowadays it's like, how far down in the hole are we going this time? Our economy is just this much debt. There is no way to fix this much debt in America. Absolutely no way. If you and I had that kind of debt, we would probably be in jail. We definitely couldn't still be getting loans. You know that. Heck, you probably can't even get a house anymore with a 700 credit rate, and you probably got to be up closer to 800. Housing market. Everybody thought it was going to crash, and 2008 is going to happen again. That's not going to happen. These people are going to hold their prices and essentially make you pay their price, right? They might come down a little bit, but they're not going to come back down to pre-pandemic prices. All this stuff about jobs everywhere. We've talked about that. But could they be terrorists here in the United States? Islamic terrorists? Yes. Yes, I'm going to tell you, they're probably here. They're probably waiting to get told when to activate. We don't know when that'll be. What kind of stuff can they do here in America? Power grids, transportation, you name it, right? Infrastructure. They could do all type of damage to that. We kept getting told that there's going to be these massive cyber attacks and all this, and they're happening. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like we was told is going to happen. Eventually, the new normal, the craziness that we're used to now, but the normal, we're going to wake up and that's going to be gone. That's going to be gone. The normal is going to be, you need to stay close to your area. That's what eventually is going to happen here. A lot of people are thinking something's going to happen this summer, right? A lot of people definitely are thinking something's going to happen during this election season. I do not see them locking us down during the election season. I know a lot of people are thinking there's going to be a new virus that comes out or something that causes us, to have to do all mail-in voting. I don't think that's going to happen because of the uproar they know would come from that. This time it won't go over as easy. The first time people were kind of like, what's going on here, you know? I'm not saying they were scared, but they were like, this could be serious, this could not be serious, right? And the more we learn about it, you get what I'm saying. This new stuff, I've seen a lot of channels on here starting to talk about the new flu going around, that it's starting to spread and getting in stuff, you know. It doesn't scare me as to the point of where they're going to lock us down, they're going to do the pandemic all over again. I always said the reason the first pandemic didn't work is because it wasn't killing enough people, plain and simple. A lot of people died. I have people in my area, you know, you either died from it or with it, and I know there's a big debate over that, but like I've said before, I'm diabetic. If I have a heart attack on my death certificate, they're going to say died from complications of diabetes, right? When actually it was the heart attack that got, you get what I'm saying, you know. Now, it's getting to the point of every day when you wake up, you either flip on YouTube, you flip on the news, or anything, you can just sit there and see what's going on. You're like, this can't keep going very much longer. Are we living in the end times? I don't know. It's almost like they're role playing the Bible, the Revelations out right now, isn't it? You know, we still haven't heard, did they sacrifice the cow? Don't know. You think if they did that, that would have been worldwide news, right? That, hey, they did it. A lot of this stuff we're hearing is coming from people that grab a little bit of it, right? And then they run on their channel and they make a video about it, and that video goes viral and it gets shared, and then people start getting scared, right? And then it starts spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading. The terrorist stuff is real. That's 100% real. We've seen it in our lifetime. You know, if you were born before 2001, we've seen it here in America in our lifetime. Could that happen again? Yes, it could. When is it going to happen? That's the, what are we, $40 trillion in debt? That's the $40 trillion question. I've told you, they need something to bring back patriotism. And what I mean by patriotism, after 9/11, everybody was flying their flag. Everybody was supporting, you know, let's go get them, let's go do this. Everybody was in America. You could see it, you know. People you would talk to people in stores that you've never talked to before, and that you would talk about that kind of stuff, right? You would talk about how America's just going to go in there and take care of business, right? They need an event like that to happen again. I'm not saying you're not patriotic because you know you're not out here doing all that stuff, but to get the whole country together and focus them on an enemy. Right now, they've got you focused over here, over there, way back there. They've got people focused all these different areas, right? Well, what they need is our focus on one area. Get the country behind them. You know, that would be, I'd hate to say it, that would help Biden, wouldn't it? It would help him a lot coming into the election cycle. You know, if something happened, you know, and we were able to say, all right, let's all get behind America, America this, America that, like it was during 9/11 and after for about a year or two, and then that kind of waned off. And you understand what I'm saying. They could have, you got to understand, we're at a point that you don't know what's real and what's not anymore. If somebody does something over here, you're sitting there like, well, was it that group, or was it us, or is this fake? Did it actually happen? And you know that. That's what eventually could happen here. We could have a situation like that happen again, just to bring back, when I say patriotism, you understand, I want you to understand what I'm talking about, where the whole country is focused on this one problem, right? This one problem, which most of us are focused on the border. We can't get nothing done about that. But this one problem, this is the enemy, right? Right there. They're trying to do it. They tried to do it with Russia. Here's Russia. They're the enemy, right? Russia invaded Ukraine. You remember before that, though? Russia interfered with our election. We're going to quit importing their weapons, their ammo. Russia bad. Well, that didn't go over too good, right? Once they invaded Ukraine. It didn't go over too good. It wasn't this big uproar of patriotism. Well, that didn't work. What can we do now? Well, we need focus on China. China's doing this. They're sending in all this fentanyl, right? It's all fentanyl from China. You got to understand, if that stuff's coming in the country, it's allowed to come in. We've done talked about that amount of it. All right, that didn't work. All right, what can we do now? Well, we got a war starting in the Middle East. Let's focus on that. Now we can get back to 9/11 days, right? Same region, terrorists, ISIS, bad Islam. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they're trying to do. And they will let this intensify. And if it doesn't do anything, then that's when we'll start seeing these 9/11 type situations, right? I've always said, if these people that do these terrorist attacks, it would be so much easier to do it in a small town, like they release some kind of biological thing in the water. Because in that small town, the first thing the doctors are going to think it is in that area is some kind of stomach bug going around, the flu or something like that. And then it spreads, right? Starts spreading. Well, by the time they finally realize what happened, that stuff is spread everywhere, right? But you get the shock and awe from a big city, right? Boom, there it is. All right, you understand what I'm saying? I might not be making much hillbilly sense here, but to me it does make sense. That you need to be watchful in small towns just as much as in huge cities. Just as much. Because I'm telling you, there's something got to happen here. It's not just going to go away. It's not. It's not going to go away. We are so far in debt as a country that we cannot get out of debt. We can't. And until you get a politician in there that says, hey, we're doing a price freeze. Some people are like, well, that'll work. Yeah, let's do that. Let's freeze the price of gas, the price of groceries, right? People would be for that. But if that included, like, all right, you can't sell this product for no more. If you build a house, it's this amount, right? Then people would be against that. That's the only way to get this under control, is everybody would have to come in and would have to... It's bad, folks. It's bad here in America right now. If my grandpa was still alive, which I wish he was, like I told you, he grew up during the Depression, he fought in World War II. He grew up through all the missile crisis. And it was always nice to be able to talk to him about stuff because he had a totally different view, right? And he voted Democrat his whole life. He's a straight ticket voter. And I firmly believe that he wouldn't vote Democrat no more with the way things are. I really don't. I think he would vote independent or Republican. Now, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, whoever you vote for. You understand they're all on the same team. They put on a good show in front of us and get people thinking they're fighting, but we all know they're on the same team at the end of the day. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think we got an incoming event going to happen pretty soon here so we can focus on one enemy? Let me know your thoughts. Keep your head on the swivel. Be aware of surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person who can do it. Stay safe. Keep prepping. I'm sorry about the background noise, but I got to have the air conditioner on. And yes, I know once SHTF happens, I won't have that air conditioner, so I'm going to enjoy it right now while I can. Stay safe. Keep prepping.